And before I get into today's very important topic, I just want to remind everyone to make sure you mark your calendar for Saturday, March the 2nd, starting at 11. I'm going to do another powerful live stream lecture on the legal process on what must occur before you submit your manuscript to any publisher. So I'm going to go into detail about that very important topic. If the audience is aware of my book title, Await Financial Freedom, hit all major bookstores worldwide well over 2 years ago. And I went through a world-renowned publisher, Page Publishing, and they are based out of New York. So I'm going to give you firsthand experience on what that legal process must look like on the front end. So with that being said, let's get down to today's lecture. Also, I want to thank all of my supporters and viewers and subscribers and sponsors and members for supporting my channel. My channel now has reached well over 198,450 plus subscribers, and none of that would be possible without all of my support, all of the support I'm getting. So with that being said, let's get down to today's very important lecture. You know, the focus of this lecture is going to be how to get out of debt. You know, this is another one of those topics that ties directly into the concept of my channel, my brand, my book, my company, in terms of topics centered around money, financing, budgeting, how to rise above your financial situation. So this is another one of the topics I'm giving that directly ties into all of that. So how to get out of debt. And when I say debt, I'm talking about all kind of debt. You know, bills, you know, mortgage, car note, credit card, school loan, personal loan, hospital bills. Sometimes people have a couple of mortgages, multiple car notes, multiple credit cards, unexpected medical bills, repairs in your home, debt after debt after debt after debt. So there really is a strategy behind getting out of debt, because if you read my book, My Powerful Testimony, Await Financial Freedom, I give a powerful testimony in regards to when I was living in financial destruction from 2007 to 2012, and some strategies and things I did to rise above that to the point where I was able to fully retire years early. I officially retired September 2023, multiple retirement checks. You know, in that time frame in my life, no one could have ever told me that I would be having this conversation today. So how to get out of debt. I'm going to present 9 tips and strategies that work for me. And one of those tips and strategy is do not create new debt. Do not create new debt along the way as you are trying to get out of debt, paying off bills, coming up with a game plan to pay off the bills. Don't create new debt. Don't go out there and spend and splurge and get more credit cards and charging your vacation and charging and you create. So the key thing is don't create new debt. Another tip and strategy is make the most of every dollar. You know, you gotta know what's coming in and you gotta know what's going out. I don't care if you got to write it down in order to make the most of every single dollar. I'm telling you, by writing that down, knowing what's coming in and knowing what's going out, that's a powerful strategy that worked for me. Another tip and strategy, and I'm keeping it real, is you may have to work a side hustle job to increase your stream of income in order to pay off debt. You know, prior to me retiring, you know, throughout my journey as I rose above my financial situation, there were times where I literally got me a part-time job simultaneously when I was working my career job for the sole purpose of getting out of debt. So if you get a part-time job, make sure you have a purpose for that money. You have a plan for that money. And that's what I did. I start bringing in that extra money and start slamming extra money on my mortgage, slamming extra money on my car notes, getting rid of them bills. So you may have to get a side hustle until you have achieved the goal you're trying to achieve in terms of getting out of debt. But what I've known a lot of people do, they'll get that side job or that part-time job and take their behind right on and create new debt, and you're defeating the purpose. Another tip and strategy is you must align your spending with your values. So if you have a value to get out of debt, to pay your bills off, then you got to make sure your spending is in line with your values. You're being mindful of your money. You're watching how you're spending that money. You're having a purpose for that money versus spending your money and you're still going shopping to buy clothes and jewelries and out to eat, creating new debt. That ain't in line with the value of trying to get out of debt. And I'm here to tell you, because one of the things when I did when I was in the zone in terms of wiping out all my debt, you know, even although I'm retired, but I started taking my lunch to work every day. You'll be surprised on how much money you can recoup by something as simple as taking your lunch to work every single day. I started buying coffee at Dunkin' Donut on my way to work, and I was able to recoup a lot of money, so my spending was in line with my value to pay off my debt. Another tip and strategy is, and I'm gonna tell you it works, is use the power of extra payments. You know, if you're just sending the bare minimum in on your mortgage or your car note or credit cards or other bills, you ain't getting nowhere. I'm telling you, you're gonna have to come up with a game plan. That's the purpose of increasing your revenue, so you can have more disposable money to send triple payments on credit cards, to send triple payments on your car note, to send triple payments on your mortgage in order to eliminate that debt. And I'm telling you, by sending that extra money in, by using that very same strategy, I literally was able to pay my 30-year mortgage off 20 years early by sending in extra money on my mortgage. Went to the mailbox one day, the deed to my home was in my mailbox 20 years early. I ended up paying my car note off a year early. I wasn't playing. I had that side job, that part-time job during that time, and I had a purpose for that money. I made sure I aligned my spending with my value to wipe out and to eliminate all of my debt prior to me retiring, and I'm here to tell you. But you should want to wipe out your debt at any age. I'm here to tell you. Another key strategy is you got to know your why. You got to know the why behind what you are doing with your money. And that why is to eliminate the debt. That why may be to recoup as much money as you can to diversify your retirement portfolio, to increase your emergency savings account, to be able to take the vacations you want and pay for those vacations in cash without creating new debt. So you got to know the why behind in terms of what you're doing. Another tip and strategy that really worked for me as I was on my journey to eliminate all my debt. I've been debt free for several years, and I'm here to tell you, for larger ticket items, such as maybe a personal loan or a vehicle, for larger ticket items or unexpected bills that may come about, you know, have the mindset, I'm going to take care of that larger ticket item, that personal loan or whatever, pay it off in 90 days. Pay that large bill off in 90 days. You're going to eliminate wipe out all the interest you would have paid on that loan or that personal loan. Or that, pay that bill off as fast as you can. Because I'm keeping this thing real. I don't like bills. I'm telling you, I don't like bills. I mean, we're all going to have a certain amount of bills in terms of food, utilities, and cell phone bill. Those are really all the bills I have in the world. I'm talking about real bills. I'm talking about mortgage, car note, school loan, credit cards, personal loans, hospital bills. Those are the bills that I'm talking about that you want to eliminate so you can recoup that money, and now you can begin to build your financial portfolio because you got all this disposable income. Another powerful tip in terms of getting out of debt that is very, very important: always along the way, continue to build your emergency savings account along the way. Save enough money so you will be able to cover 6 to 12 months of your household bills, that money just sitting there. So you actually got goals within goals. You're paying off debt, which is a goal, and you also simultaneously building money for your emergency savings account. So if an unexpected emergency came up, you'll be able to pull from the emergency savings account without interrupting the flow of paying off these other bills over here. You got to be strategic about this. You got to be strategic about how you're going to manage your money, how you're going to control your money, how you're going to get out of debt. Because I'm going to tell you something, you know, it's power when your debt to income ratio is looking phenomenal. And when I say debt to income ratio, what I mean by that is your debt is so low. You can, that's like giving yourself a raise. Say if your income is here and your debt way up there, your goal is to get that debt so low in your income. It can even stay the same, but you're getting a raise because your debt's so doggone low. Basic business 101. The goal is to get your debt as low as possible so you can have more disposable income to invest into your financial portfolio, your retirement, build your emergency savings account so you can travel and go where you want to, do it all in cash without creating new debt. That is power right there. That is absolutely power. Ladies and gentlemen, those are the very same tips and strategies that I literally utilized in 2012 to rise above my financial situation. And I'm telling you, when I was living in that financial situation, and I sometimes go back and read some of my chapters in my very own book to realize how messed up my life was financially, nobody could have ever told me. You have got to read my testimony. It's a spiritual testimony. It is a spiritual testimony. I ain't learned none of this in school. I learned none of this in school. None of this. And I use my same resource, my same book as a resource to maintain my financial freedom. Because there was something I did when I was going through my journey, and I got it all laid out in my book. Ain't paying nobody to do this for me. There was a strategic strategy I literally did to raise my credit score from a 340 to over an 800 plus, and it's all laid out in my book. And it did not take no 2 years, no 3 years, no 4 years. I did it in about 11 months. And I'm here to tell you, because I was on a mission. Because getting out of debt ain't all just about getting out of debt. It's your entire financial health. That credit score, that debt to income ratio. This is real talk. This is real talk right here, because I'm telling you, you got people right now drowning in a sea of debt. I was one of them. I was one of them. Behind in a car note, behind in a mortgage, lights about to get cut off, credit card bills, hospital bills, school loan, they behind in their taxes, bills hitting them left and right. And they see no way of getting out, but there is a way out, because I'm living proof of that. This is real talk. If you have not read my powerful spiritual testimony in regards to all of the tips and strategy, and I tell my story behind this powerful testimony in terms of my financial destruction from 2007 to 2012, this is a powerful resource. I continuously use this throughout my life. I've been debt-free since 2012. I still had to do lots of things. This is a reminder to maintain my financial health And I'm here to tell you. I'm gonna give you another prime example. This month, in the month of February, I had a $10,000 unexpected bill that came my way. And I'm gonna tell you something. That $10,000 unexpected bill I paid off in 2 days and didn't skip a beat. That's the power of having money in your emergency savings account. I didn't have to borrow from nobody. I don't use credit cards. I didn't drain my savings account. A $10,000 unexpected bill came my way, and I paid that unexpected bill off in full in 2 days. Nobody could have ever told me. If I would have been in my financial destruction back then from 2007 to 2012, I ain't have a penny in my name. That $10,000, if I would have got that same $10,000 bill back in that time when I was in my destruction, they would have just had to probably take me to court, lock me up behind that bill. But I'm here to tell you, I literally had a $10,000 unexpected bill that I had to pay this month, and I literally paid that bill off in full in 2 days. That is power. That ain't nothing but power right there. So this is evidence that these tips and strategies, they work for me. These tips and strategies are, if you got the mindset to be serious about this thing and rise it above your financial situation, these tips and strategies are very beneficial. But the key thing is, you got to be honest with yourself, sit down, you got to know what's coming in, you got to know what's coming out, and you got to develop a game plan. Utilize all the resources you can utilize, but either way it go, you're going to have to develop a game plan to rise above your financial situation. And I'm here to tell you, share this information. Because there are people right now who you may even be one of them. You know, people on your job, church, neighborhood, community, family members who are literally right now drowning in a sea of debt, worried about how they're going to pay these bills and etc. But there is a way out, because I'm going to tell you something. My finances were messed up beyond messed up from 2007 to 2012, still getting up and going to work every day. And I'm here to tell you. So that's all I have on this topic. Again, mark your calendar for Saturday, March the 2nd, 2024. I'm going to go in detail in regards to sharing with the listener on the legal process that must occur before you submit your manuscript to any publisher to protect your work. You know, you may have a desire to write a book. You may have a desire to get poems published. You may have a desire to write a children's book, or you may be currently writing a book right now. So you really need to make sure you know what that legal process looks like on the front end to protect your manuscript, to protect your work. So that's all I have. Simplify, Simple Fidelis, and I'm going to leave you in the care of your own conscience. Have a great day.